I was talking with Scotty Hobbs, and we were talking about what are those things that I need to do to get myself out there more. And I asked him, I said, what are the things that I'm missing? What am I not doing? And so we went through a whole series of questions, and through some very quiet leadership, what Scotty was able to bring out of me is that I clearly need to do more videos. Okay, I need to do more than one. So Scotty challenged me. He said, what I want you to do, well, first he said, do you have 30 minutes? And I said, absolutely, I have 30 minutes. He's like, okay, I challenge you right now to go and spend 20 minutes reading a leadership book, whichever one you want, personal development, whatever it may be. I want you to read 20 minutes, and then as soon as you're done, I want you to jump up and make a video and talk about what you learned and add some value in people's lives. So here I am practicing my second video ever, and what I'm reading is How to Transform and Lead in the Age of Creativity, Innovation, and Sustainability. Everything Connects by Faisal Hogue. So here's the, it's not very colorful because I took the binder off, it's just the back. So I read 20 minutes, got through a decent amount of the book, and here are a few quotes that I want to talk about first. So one of the things that jumped out right off the first page, a leader is a person who takes responsibility for the impact that he or she makes on the world. So think about that. If we're going through our journey and we want to be a leader, we can't just say, go and do this and make that happen. We need to show the way. If we don't show the way, if we don't take that first step and set the right example, the impact we leave behind us may only be a ripple. And it might be a ripple that makes no impact at all. Or we have the potential to create a wave that others can ride on, can see our example, and move forward in the world in ways that we maybe never could have imagined. So the second is that impact is made up of a myriad of causes and conditions. And so what does that mean? What does that mean that our impact is made of myriad causes and conditions? So years ago, I happened to be working. One night I was on call, I was taking care of a patient, and it was in the middle of the night. And I met a young man who had recently lost his job at Hewlett-Packard and was making a decision about what he was going to do next in life. And I just had a conversation with him. I told him about what I was doing, I told him about my field, and I answered his question. I spent time with this man. I was there anyway. Didn't cost me anything. Fast forward a decade. Fast forward 10 years later, and I come back and I move back to an area of the country that I previously lived in, and I get a new job. Recovering from my own health issues that I had and my own trials. And within a week, I'm walking through the department and this gentleman comes up, and I don't recognize him. I don't remember him. I don't even recall that I had met him in the past. He did look vaguely familiar. And he asked me, he said, do you have a minute, Dean? I'd like to talk to you. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely, certainly. Let's talk. And he brought me in the back room and he says, I don't know if you remember me, but you spent time with me one night when you were in work taking care of a patient. And my life was in a very different place and I didn't know what I was going to do with myself. Well, because of you, I chose to go into nuclear medicine and molecular imaging and changed my entire life. And I just want to say thank you. I never thought I'd have a chance to see you again. So wow, not only did I change his life, but he's also trained many, many others and students and took a different path in his life. We never know what impact we're going to have on another person until we actually have it. And we might not ever see the results of that, ever. Sometimes it's a small little thing, and sometimes it might just be a random video you put up on YouTube that somebody sees, and they say, I want to be like that guy. I want to be like that woman. I want to change my life. I see that this other human being did it, and I want to do it too. That is what being responsible for our impact is. Walking through the world in a positive way, adding value to other people's lives, being nice for nice's sake, helping others. helping people to decide what path that they want to be on and engage with them, no matter if it's a small conversation in an airport or, um, you know, a 5 hour bus ride or a lifelong friend. You never know the impact you might have on somebody. So something else that I want to touch on, and I have a business degree. I went to University of Colorado business school, finished my degree back in 2008, and we learned a lot on economics, and we learned a lot on market failure and market entry and how you get businesses in, and blah 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 blah, financial this, financial that. One of the things that this author talks about is creative destruction and market entry. So there's an economist, last name is Schumpeter, and he states that a business's strategy attains its true significance in the stormy process of market entry. So what does that mean? And how does that relate to Beachbody and Shakeology and health and wellness? Well, a business's ability to succeed is directly related to its ability to enter a market as a new business. Take Coke and Pepsi. Coke and Pepsi are essentially interchangeable. One can't beat the other. RC Cola, root beer, Dr. Pepper, all these things. And I know I'm using a really bad example with soda, and this is just market entry. You couldn't take a brand new soda and bring it into a market and have it dominate everybody else, because essentially they're all the same. You can't come in with a product that is so innovative that it's going to transform the soda industry, right? Bicycles. Bicycles used to be all about the parts and the components and the frames, and everything was different, right? Schwinn made their own parts, and Cannondale made their own parts, and the list went on and on and on. Now, the components are essentially interchangeable. You can put them on any frame you want. And so that the market entry into there changes because the products are similar. To come up with something entirely unique, again, is very, very hard. You can't necessarily transform that industry with a new lever or a new shift changer. It's challenging to do that. You can't transform the market. Okay, health and wellness, Beachbody, food. I'm sure many of you have watched the numerous documentaries that are out there. The Weight of the Nation by HBO Documentary Films, The Chef, that is out there, Super Size Me, all these different things. I can't think of them all right now. I'm not focused on that. My point is, the large food companies in our country have a lot to lose if the United States public, and in fact the world, decides and understands that a lot of the foods that we're making are garbage, that they're actually engineered foods, that they're not really foods, that free-range chickens are less stressed, that have lower levels of cortisol in their meat, because chickens, turns out, they are social animals, versus cage chickens that get higher levels of cortisol in the chicken meat because they have no social interaction. Who'd have thought chickens are social? Humans are social. We are social beings. Okay? So how do you break into the market and completely transform it? Beachbody found a way. They found a way to take products, take health and nutrition and Shakeology and the Ultimate Reset, things that work, things that transform people's lives, and show the world that their products work, that they're going to take you in another direction, and it's all up to you. Guess what? Choice is up to you. What a novel concept. Tony Robbins talks about it. The power of choice. It's our choice. Chris King with Wing Seminars. The power of choice. At any given moment, we are in choice. I can choose to do this video when Scotty challenges me. I can choose not to do this video. So, back to market entry. One step at a time. every single customer, every single person that starts drinking Shakeology and transforms their life as a result of it is helping with transforming our world, with transforming the health and wellness of our society, with ending the trend of obesity in our country. I was talking with my wife earlier, Tamara, and she recently started a blog all on becoming paleo. A year ago, she was turning our life upside down on a mission to make my children, my lovely three daughters, and our family better off. I don't know why she started. I don't know what clicked inside of her, and we started going down that path. So now we know the ingredients of the food we're eating. We know where we're headed in the diet that we're eating. And we know that we are making an impact not only in our children's lives, but we are saving our grandchildren's lives. This is the amazing epitome, I apologize, not epitome, epiphany that I had the other day. Our children are good. Our children have healthy eating habits. They have an understanding of what real food is, about what real nutrition is, and they're all athletes. They burn stuff off. They could eat McDonald's every single day and burn it off, and yet they know and they can feel how awful it is for them. They see the impact it has on their body, and they see, by comparison, what coconut oil does on their skin, and what eating healthy fruits and fresh vegetables and free-range chickens and grass-fed beef and line-caught fish. They see the impact that it has on their bodies. Well, you know what? When they are older, when they have had an opportunity to age and have their own kids, we know that we have set a tremendous foundation for them. I'm sure many of you grew up just like I did, with parents that you know didn't teach us about healthy food options. I mean, my parents, they taught me quite a bit about fruits and vegetables and salad. But you know what? I grew up in the spam nation. Everything was macaroni and cheese and fast food, and we got to get things done quickly. All that. We didn't know. We taught ourselves because we knew we didn't feel good. We knew that we couldn't stay where we were. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is two different quotes. I'm just going to read it. Consistency feels comfortable. Volatility is frightening. We attempt to protect ourselves against life's volatility by cultivating robustness in our lives. So, in our lives, we become comfortable in sitting on the couch. We become comfortable in playing video games. We become comfortable in those things that we do day in and day out. We become comfortable in sitting in our car and driving for an hour and a half one way to work. If you live anywhere near LA or San Diego or San Francisco, we become comfortable in going to bed exhausted. We become comfortable in arguing with our spouses or disciplining our kids. We become comfortable in seeing people be short with each other or being cut off on the freeway. All of these things are comfortable because we tell ourselves that, in the words of Mel Robbins, that they're fine, that we can let it go, that, this is fine, this is the world we live in, so be it. We need to get comfortable with volatility, because in volatility, we change our lives. In volatility, that's when we transform ourselves and we see a new you. I was terrified I'd never be able to walk right, much less play sports after I blew my knee apart. ACL, LCL, meniscus, 5-hour knee surgery, no physical therapy to speak of. I was terrified I wouldn't be able to function after my brain injury. I was terrified for my daughter after she sustained a brain injury playing athletics. All of these things, if I had just rolled over or my family had rolled over, we would be not where we are today. We got comfortable in our volatility. We got comfortable in not giving up and moving forward and plugging forward and trying hard and not giving up day in and day out and finding ways to change our lives. And with my wife's help and with our children's help and as a family, we've begun that process of changing our lives. I still have weight to lose. My wife still has weight to lose. Our kids still argue and fight, and we're trying a new way to deal with that with groundings and a point system for getting out of groundings. Um, and there it is. So, long rambling 15, almost 16-minute video, Scotty. This is for you. I'm going to post this out in Facebook and let everybody see it. I know I agreed to put it just out on YouTube, which I'm going to, but it's also going to go out on Facebook. My apologies if I rambled at all. This is a fantastic book. Everything connects. And it does. Everything connects. Again, thank you for your wisdom, Scotty. And I will see you in 2 weeks at the retreat in Salt Lake City. I am so excited to be going. Like, I can't even. It's going to be a blast. Talk to you guys soon.